Hello everyone and welcome back. So now that Lee has got the GUISkin pretty much all set up, it's time for us to implement our first pass on the OnGUI method, and we're going to see a problem that we're going to need to deal with.
Well, we've already seen that problem.
We have, but you mentioned it, but the funny thing is, you never really said much about it. You just said, you'll see that we've got a problem, and then we got sidetracked with something else.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and run it so we'll explain what the problem is a little bit better.
Okay.
So if we give it a sec to start up, and we've got our nice little hello box at the bottom, but we only see our frame per second section of our debug window or info.
Yeah, we've got a lot of the debug text hidden.
Yes, and that's not by design. It's not like, oh, look, we've got a box. We just need to show our frame per second. That's just because the box just perfectly lines up with hiding everything but that. So what I'd like to do, and what we're going to do in this video, because I said so, is we're going to take our debug information and we're going to move it up to this corner when our sculpt tool is enabled.
Okay.
And then when we disable our sculpt tool, it'll pop back down to its location in the lower left. So if we stop that and we go back over into code, we've got train demo open. I'm going to leave this still here for now because, you know, I kind of like it there. It gives me a warm fuzzy. So, but seriously, though, let's go down to the bottom. All right, too much code. There we go. So let's go back down to the bottom. Here we've got our debug information. We're going to do a check in here. This check is basically going to say if our terrain sculptor and is not enabled, so terrain sculptor enabled is not, we will do one thing, and if it is, we're going to do something else. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to take our debug text. We're going to take the GUI text pixel offset, and we're going to change it. So we're going to say new, and actually the one that I want, because this is, if it's not enabled, it's going to be the same as this. So before I go and type all that over again, I'm going to copy and paste it. So we like that. This is good. We're going to take the debug text, GUI text, and we're going to take its anchor, and we're going to set it to be text anchor dot lower left. So this will say, you know, if our sculpt tool is not enabled, go ahead and put it in the lower left-hand corner like we've got right now. But if it is enabled, then we're going to put it somewhere else. So we're going to take our screen height, and I'm going to, instead of subtract from our screen height, see, this is another fun one. Pixel height, 0 in height is in the middle of the screen, and then you got to add half height to it to go up, and subtract half height to go down. Huh? What? Why? Is that necessary? Could you not think of an easier way of doing that? But I digress once again. All right, but anchor. If our tool is enabled, we want to take and anchor our text to the upper left-hand corner of wherever we decided to offset it.
Okay.
So if I build that out, and this ought to be interesting because of the way we're dealing with our box. Our box is always going to be there. So if you go ahead and play it, don't worry, I'll take care of it for you.
Oh, man.
All right. So now we have our box, but our tool isn't active because we have no icon. So if we turn it on, though,
Nice.
our text pops up to the top of the screen. And if we turn it off, bottom.
Excellent.
So we can have loads and loads of fun. Now, did I put anything down for else for this video?
You just said that it was going to be implementing the first pass of OnGUI method and dealing with the debug issue.
Oh, and dealing with the debug. Okay, so yeah, there's more stuff we need to do. All right, so I just see. I made up this list of videos like hours and hours ago.
Yeah, true.
And I've already forgot what they were. All right, Terrain Sculptor. Inside of Terrain Sculptor, you can see we have no OnGUI. So it'd be kind of nice if we had one, though.
Well, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, I guess it would. I mean, so we're going to make a public static void OnGUI, not to be confused with the mono behavior OnGUI, because this class is not a mono behavior, but we're still using their same conventions just to keep things consistent. So if you've got a method that says OnGUI, in whether or not it's a mono behavior or any one of our other classes, you're pretty safe to assume that, oh, they must be doing something that needs to be called during the OnGUI call of a mono behavior.
That's right.
So just keeping things consistent. Now, back in the train demo, we've got our debug info taken care of, so I can deal with that. Now, we've got this information, which we are currently doing inside of our OnGUI. It's time to move that. It needs a new home. It is going to live partially in the OnGUI method here. I'm going to go back to train demo, and we've still got the mini map turned off, and we're going to leave it off for this set of videos as well. But we're going to call the train sculptor's OnGUI method from inside of here. So now, instead of doing any of the code from here, we go here into the Terrain Sculptor, and we keep all the stuff for the Terrain Sculptor's toolbar as part of the Terrain Sculptor. So obviously,
Of course, we could have always had a class called, the Terrain Sculptor Toolbar, and we could have instantiated that and then passed the one thing through and had separation of concerns with that class only containing the... I'm sorry, I'll be quiet.
Do you want to code this?
Don't get me going.
Yeah, that'll be fun. It's been such a good night. Why end up on that note?
I'm just playing.
I know. I mean, and it's not like I may have been doing tests with the persistence system and
we love you.
I know.
Good.
Hey, I can go to bed, damn it.
You're good. Come on.
I know, but I'm having so much fun. So if enabled, well, not so much if enabled, if not enabled. So if we're not enabled, we don't want to draw out the bar. So we're going to tell it to return. This is really bad because it's telling me how to spell return right underneath where I'm typing, and I still get it wrong.
And you're going to move the load up. Oh, yay.
Yeah, I'm taking care of it. I told you this is only partially implemented. So we're going to take this, and we're going to go to my static train sculptor inside of here. And I'm going to turn this into a private. Yes, I do things that annoy you sometimes. It's awesome. I kind of know how to code a little bit.
Just giving you a hard time. Like you're now doing to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. It's all good.
This is why we work well together.
Yeah, that's true.
The other thing is I don't want my box to still say hello. That's annoying.
No, you don't. Something about the way that hello kept looking at me.
You didn't like it?
No.
Why not?
I don't know, something
But
evil.
See, we don't have one that just goes, hey, here's a skin and, or here's our box and here is our style. Go with it. So I still have to put in an empty string. And once again, antivirus really wants to restart my computer tonight. All right, so, but I don't want it to. All right, now let's go ahead and give this a test run and see what happens. So now when we hit T, our box comes in, our, little HUD information debug stuff goes up to the top, and we can turn it on and off.
Very cool. Looks
which
nice.
is kind of working. Let me check my code if there's anything else that I really wanted to do with that. Turn Sculptor.
I know in the next video we're going to start implementing the logic for tool selection.
Yeah, I was looking to see if I've got anything even before then.
Okay.
So, because that will be its own interesting little thing. So no, that's pretty much all part of the tool selection. That's all part of the brush selection. And yeah, that looks like that is pretty much it for this video. Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, and we'll see everybody over in the next video. Thanks a lot.